Today, we're diving into a message from thousands of years ago that feels like it could have been written this morning. We're talking about Psalm 112, a really powerful cry for truth in a world that feels like it's just drowning in lies.
So let me ask you this. Do you ever just look around at social media, the news, maybe even in your own life, and feel like honesty is an endangered species? Like finding someone who is genuinely trustworthy is getting harder and harder? Well, if you feel that way, you are definitely not alone. And you're not the first to feel that way, not by a long shot.
I mean, listen to this. This was King David's desperate prayer. He felt the exact same way we do. It's this cry for help because it seemed to him like good, faithful people were just vanishing. It really goes to show you, our modern struggle with misinformation and deceit, yeah, it's an ancient problem.
So here's how we're going to break this down. We're going to walk right through the psalm itself. We'll start with the problem David saw, dig into the pride that causes it, see how God steps in, and then compare man's empty words with God's perfect truth. And finally, we'll talk about how to find our own stability in all of this.
Okay, first up, let's really look at the world David was living in. He saw a society where communication itself had just become completely broken.
And David wasn't just complaining about little white lies. No, he was looking at an entire culture built on speech that was totally empty, vain, and, well, worthless.
He says they speak vanity, just empty talk. But notice he gets really specific with two phrases here: flattering lips and a double heart. This isn't just about being wrong. This is calculated deception. It's meant to manipulate. And this idea of a double heart, it's absolutely key. It's the very definition of hypocrisy. It's that person who says one thing right to your face, but on the inside they're thinking or planning something completely different.
So you gotta ask, where does all this dishonesty come from? What's the real root of it all? Well, the psalm tells us exactly where to look.
The psalm is crystal clear on this one. The engine driving all the flattery and the double talk is just plain old pride. But it's a defiant, rebellious kind of pride. It's about rejecting any authority that's higher than yourself. I mean, listen to their boast. Our lips are our own. Who is Lord over us? That's a declaration of total independence, right? They basically believe their words are weapons, that they belong only to them, and that they don't have to answer to God or anyone else for how they use them.
Now, right when it feels most hopeless, the whole psalm just pivots. In the middle of all this worthless human chatter, a new voice speaks, and this one has absolute authority. God himself breaks the silence.
And this is the turning point. God says he sees the pain these proud liars are causing. He hears the suffering of the poor and the needy, and he makes a personal promise. Now will I arise. He's not sending someone else. He is personally going to step in and rescue the people being attacked. And how does God intervene? He does it through his word. And his words are the complete and total opposite of the corrupt human words we've been talking about.
Just look at this contrast. It's like night and day. On one side, you've got human words, empty, flattering, deceitful, proud. And on the other, God's word, pure, perfect, reliable, and true. There is absolutely no overlap.
To really help us get how perfect God's promises are, the psalmist gives us this incredible image. It's one of the most famous metaphors in the whole book of Psalms.
See, this phrase, purified 7 times, isn't just poetic. In the ancient world, the number 7 meant completion, perfection. So silver that had been purified 7 times was considered absolutely flawless, 100% pure, no junk, no filler, nothing fake. And that is the standard God's word is held to. It's completely reliable.
Okay, so this is all incredibly powerful stuff, but what do we do with it? How does it actually help us today? Well, the psalmist doesn't just leave us with a nice idea. It gives us a practical path to find some real confidence and stability.
Let's be honest, the psalm recognizes a tough reality. Sometimes it really does feel like the most corrupt people are the ones who get ahead, that the vilest men are exalted. So in a world that feels upside down like that, how do we hold on to our hope?
Well, here are 3 practical steps right from the psalm. First, just be real. Acknowledge the lies and the hypocrisy around you. Don't pretend it's not there. Second, anchor yourself. When human words and promises fail, turn to the one source that is flawless, God's word. And third, trust his promise. Rely on the fact that he is committed to protecting his people.
And this is the final bedrock promise of the whole psalm. It's a powerful declaration of trust that even when it feels like we are drowning in lies, God himself will keep and preserve his people, not just for a little while, but forever. I guess the real question it leaves us with is this: in a world so full of worthless words, where are we choosing to place our trust?